guys, welcome back. This is going to be part 6 of the Alpine ski. I grabbed some of the, I don't even know what these things are even called. These nuts that you press into the wood, because all 3 of them are missing for the marquee. So we need to press those in there, and I have stainless steel screws for it. I have the marquee light there. I put all new light bulbs in it, so that's ready to get bolted in. I know which direction it goes now. That one, when I put that one in, I had put it in upside down. So let's get the marquee light in, the marquee put on, the latches for the control panel, and then at that point, I think we're ready to start putting the circuit board on the back door, getting the wiring in there and stuff like that. I still have to clean the power brick. I'll probably do that on this video as well. I mean, if I spend some time here, there's a good possibility, depending if the monitor works, that I could probably get this thing close to working, if not working. But I'm not gonna guarantee that, because who knows what I might run into. But I'll take this control panel off real quick. Now, somebody had mentioned this to me a week ago or whatever when I was working on that one, to take a clamp and push these into the wood. I don't remember who sent me the message. Good idea. Let's try it. I've never tried it before. I actually have a welding clamp here. I figured I'd try this because it's a flat surface and it'll probably do less damage to the wood. Now, keep in mind, if I put this on here and I make a little indentation right there, you're not going to see it because the metal covers it. So we're just going to stick that in there. You know what's funny is I don't even see holes where one of these were at originally. I'd imagine there was, unless it was some sort of a different style, I don't know. Now I'm probably gonna have to do it in several times because it'll probably be too hard to push down in one time, but who knows? Am I going the right way? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it pushed in nice. Actually worked really, really well. So whoever gave me that tip, thank you, I appreciate it. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but you know what? There's times you just don't think of things. And this was one of them. Get all 3 of these pushed in. Put our light in. Then the marquee can go in. Beautiful. Grab a couple screws for the marquee. Or the marquee light, rather. Now I got to grab a bit because these screws are an Allen key screw, and I do have a bit here in this kit. If I can ever figure out how to open this kit. That one feels loose. That's it right there. Start the screws by hand, and then after that, I can get my drill and just see if they'll lightly tighten in there. does suck that there's a crack in that marquee, but you know what? You can always replace it at some point. And I don't understand why every one of these marquees just seem to hang low. Like they're not made big enough. I don't know. Oh, should be all right once I tighten it. Perfect. Just where I wanted to put that one. Way at the bottom of the cabinet. Ah, my shirt's stuck. There we go. Beautiful. We have a marquee. Now we can do the latches for the control panel. I feel like I might be able to put one of these together in my sleep now. And if you're wondering, yeah, I polished them. They'll just get tarnished again, but at least I cleaned them up. I want to get Space Duel finished up, and I still have to mail out the circuit board for Space Firebird. Probably do that next week. I'm still waiting on a monitor from Jason for him to do that for me. So unfortunately, I'm kind of at a standstill with those two games in the basement right now. I don't think I'll be building the other two Tato cabinets until next week. Weather's just crappy out. Like I said, I don't really have a lot of room in here, and I don't really want to get all that dust in here either. So, more than likely won't be doing that until end of next week. So I gotta find some other stuff I want to get going here, because I want to keep going on these projects. Put this lower bar in here that catches the glass. I always want to put that in backwards. I don't know why. It was that way. Oh no. Did I put the piece of wood in backwards again? I did, didn't I? Look on the front line here real quick. Yeah, I did. I don't know why I keep putting that wood in backwards. Now I gotta get it out of there. Which that'll be fun. I can get it out of there, it's just gonna take me a minute. Did it on the other one. what I had to do is cut off one of the tongues with my multi-tool. So once I do that, I put the tongue back in on the one side that it goes into. And then I put a couple screws in here to hold it. Which, originally it had these weird clips in here that you can't really reuse. So there we go. So what I do is I like to take a screw, which I need a longer one, and go in from the back side. Let me grab two of them. And I go into these two blocks. And what that does is really holds this thing in place. Because even though it's locked in, it still wiggles back and forth. Okay, I like to use these cabinet screws. These ones might not be long enough. If not, I'll run to my van and get longer ones. They're what I use when I'm fixing cabinet sides where I put the fiberglass around them. It's this real small head on there. And they're nice because they pretty much will go in the wood and not really crack it if you go about it slowly. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to grab three screws so we can put that metal in there. Now, I want to get started on my Tato cabinet, the one that I have right now, the one for the pit and run that I'm going to turn it back into. But, to be honest with you, I'm kind of tired of working on Tato cabinets. And I think it's getting pretty boring to keep watching me do Tato cabinets. So I don't know what I'm going to do next. Maybe I'll work on what is going on here? I think these plastic pieces need to get slid up a little bit. Maybe I'll work on I can't think of the name of the game. Arabian. Maybe I'll do that cabinet next. Just kind of a change up, you know what I mean? From working on Tato cabinet after Tato cabinet. I have everything for Arabian. The wiring harness is maybe a centipede harness. So I am going to have to do a little bit of a modification to the wiring harness. But I should have everything to get that into Arabian. I have all the artwork except for, I'm waiting on a new control panel overlay from this old game, which I do need to message him and see if he fixed the problem. The print came out too greenish colored, so he was supposed to reprint it for me. Not the marquee, the CPO. I don't know if I just said marquee or not. But let me know if you guys want to see me do Arabian next. Got it. All right, let me move this cabinet and stuff, and then we'll get on to working on putting the board in and stuff. Okay, so since I don't have the right bracket to mount this PCB, I'm gonna see if these brackets will work. Hoping that I can make that work. Grabbing the second PCB. Of course, the door is going to want to swing open on me. Guess I can carefully slide this over, and it'll just kind of tap on that T-molding to hold the door. One screw in there. All right, that actually holds it really well. Now I gotta get some longer screws to mount the board here. See the holes where it mounted. Grab something for those. Might have to use Phillips screws for that because I do not think I have any other ones. Actually found some 1/4 inch head ones. All right, so that's all wired in. Gotta get these clamps in place here. I gotta take some pictures of this. He had brought an extra wiring harness, and hopefully I can use it for my Alpine ski. I just gotta make sure that I take pictures of this to make sure that I plug everything in correctly. I think it's a little bit different than this harness. I believe there's some extra wires right here on the plug, but I don't think that that matters because it has nothing to do with 5 volts or anything like that. So I don't think that's going to affect having extra wires on the main plug right here. I think for the most part, most of these wiring harnesses on these games are pretty universal. I think. Now, don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but... Come on. These are my speaker wires, which these need to run back here as well. All right, speaker and marquee light are plugged in. Now, we can run this wiring harness. What do we have here? I don't know what this is for. This P4. I wonder if this is power supply. I'm gonna say yes, by the way the wires are just spliced in here. Yep, I'm gonna say that's power supply. This is coin door, and this is control panel. Monitor plug. These are 120 volt. These plug into the power brick down there. We might just stick the power brick in here tonight and hook the monitor up and see if it works. And then I can always clean the power brick up afterwards. I'm not sure yet. I think this was power for the, yes, this is monitor power right here. This is 6.3 volts. This goes to the marquee light, which will come out of the marquee light and come down to the lights that light up the instruction card. This is my 120 volt. This is going to the monitor, so we'll probably have to change that plug. Not a big deal. Looks like we're gonna need another wire strap for down there. I can actually see where the hole used to be for that. These go down to the power brick. Even though I filled in the holes with a little bit of Bondo, you could slightly see them where they were originally, which works out really nice. Because I only put one coat on there. We are running a switching power supply in here as well. I do need to address these wires that are cut and spliced in like this. Don't really know what the deal is going on with that yet. But we can't leave them like that because that will pose a problem. We don't need stuff shorting out on us. So I need another clamp right there, which I have some over here that came out of the game. Ouch. We have most of the wiring run. Like I said, this will go up to the monitor. This needs to go to the monitor. This has got to go down to the power brick. That's power. I don't know that it matters which one of these gets plugged in. They're identical wires because I think you only need one of the two. So, what is going on with these wires? I don't even know what they're doing. I don't know what they did here. They soldered them and taped them really well, which is nice. I think I can eliminate these. I think this was running power for something. Looks like maybe one was 5 volts maybe and one was ground. We're gonna cut them off, because I don't think we need those. I think that was some sort of a hack or something. So I'm going to cut them here, leave them a little bit long, just in case I do need them for something, which I don't believe so. Get that mess out of the way. All right, guess I can get the power brick. We'll just set it in there, kind of hook stuff up to it. We'll take it back apart to paint it. I just want to see if this thing operates. So let me go grab that. Okay, that does use both plugs. I forgot. So it has both plugs on it. Like I said, for now, we'll just stick this in here. We need to power that up. To look at the front line and remember how I did that. And I gotta go and get the interlock switch and stuff, wiring for that. These actually go together pretty easily as far as wiring goes. Pretty self-explanatory, really. It's not too bad. Now I'm probably going to put the monitor on my chair that I'm sitting on to test it, because he didn't know if the monitor worked or not, because wherever the game that was in here, Rock and Rope, didn't work. Now, we think it was the power supply. Obviously, we weren't getting power to the game. So, but I want to test the monitor because if it is screwed up, I don't want to have to pull it back out of the game. It'll already be out. We can just touch it up, or fix the monitor rather. I'm just putting the interlock switch on real quick here. Now this is another game, Alpine Ski. I never played it on the arcade. I played a game really similar to it back in the day. I don't remember what I played it on, to be honest with you, but I'm pretty sure it's the same game. We do have this, which I got to fix the wire on it, but it is fine for now. Just little stuff I'll have to do afterwards, it looks like. Clean this up. Dumb stuff. Just want to see where I'm at with the monitor. Okay, that's plugged in. So now I need to get power to the switching power supply. And on the other cabinet, I took power from the 120 volt power going to the monitor. So we'll probably grab it from up here, because these wires are all cut here anyways. So we'll just splice it in right there. All right, I gotta see what kind of plug's on that monitor, if there even is a plug. It might be a hardwired monitor. That I'm not sure. Okay, so now I need to tap in to here for power. One wire is gonna go up to the monitor, and the other wire is going to go down to the power supply. So I want to see what I have here for wire. Okay, I'm actually going to cut this about here. This is like 14 gauge wire, and it has a really thick casing to it, so it's nice and insulated. trying to see which side the wire comes out of the monitor. No. Of course, on that side, I need a longer wire. You know what? I need to get more of those these fork ends. Need to order more of those. These blue ones will actually work good for this size wire. Not going to worry about hooking up the ground right now to the power supply. I will do that after I clean the power brick. I grabbed 2 more longer white and black wire. Where did I put my crimpers? Losing everything. I lost my Phillips bit. There it is. that can just sit there for now. Grab the monitor. First thing you want to do is, if it has a remote board, make sure it's not resting on your circuit board, because that will cause an issue. I have some wire nuts here. I'm going to wire nut it to power for now. I should probably heat shrink these two heat shrinks here. Okay, so these are wire nutted. Power supply has power going to it. I don't know if the switches are on or not off. I don't know yet. Let's get it plugged in, see if anything happens. In theory, it should not, because the interlock switches. Okay, let me pull the interlock switch on the front. Actually, I could just, coin door won't stay shut right now. So I'll pull that one, pull this one, see if we get anything. Dead, okay. So I turn that one back off. I'm gonna hit the power switch. If I can reach it. Flip the power switch. Dead still. We have a fuse right here. It looks to be blown. I believe that's blown. And that is a 3 amp. I swear, I've been using 3 amps right and left lately. I'm almost out of them. I have to order some 3 amp 12-volt fuses. Literally have 3 left. So let's put this back in. And I don't know if that switch is in the on position or the off. It's probably in the off position. Nope, I heard it. And I heard a weird noise. There's power to the switching power supply. I did hear a weird zap. I don't know what that was. Static. Nothing on the screen. Nothing on the screen. Hearing a weird whistling sound from the monitor, I think. Oh, I'm an idiot, guys. I never put the signal wires to the monitor. Probably would help. What the hell? All right. But I don't know that the monitor is working. It does have some static, but it's not, where's the flyback at here? Monitor might not be getting. Whoa, that's a big chip in that monitor. I'm getting no brightness, nothing out of this monitor. All right. I mean, I don't know anything about the monitor, obviously. It was, I do have static on the screen. I can't see if there's neck glow. There is a little fuse on the monitor. Looks okay, but I can test it with a multimeter. But I mean, let me stop the camera from having to turn the lights off and see if there's neck glow, because I cannot see right now. I do not see neck glow. And the problem with this is if this monitor is screwed up, it is some newer monitor that probably can't get parts for. Probably get a cap kit, but probably can't get a flyback if that's the case. If it's a flyback issue or something. Fuse is good. That sucks if this monitor doesn't work. That fuse is good. Can't tell on this one because it's got a black sleeve over it. So you gotta use the continuity test. All right, fuses are all good. All right, so we're getting no neck glow. Need to flip this plug around backwards. I don't think we got any neck glow, guys. They have the screen dial glued. Nope. Check one more thing. I know we're getting 120 volts because the power supply is turned on. Yeah, I got a screwed monitor. Monitor screwed up. I know I'm getting 120 volts. Can't get it in there. Yep, 120. Okay. Plug it in the control panel, see if we can get it to make any noise. I don't know if it's on free play or what. I don't hear anything. All right, give me a couple minutes. All right, I grabbed a G07 that I had in the back, and I know it works, obviously. I turned the brightness on the screen up just to see if I can get anything, and apparently this Alpine ski board is dead. So that's two Tato boards that are now bad. And once again, I don't mess with them. I don't know anything about them. But I tried both sinks on the monitor. Tried connecting wire to both of them. Nothing. Tried coining it up. Nothing. There is no free play on here. So obviously I didn't get anything with free play because I tried coining it up and I'm getting nothing. No sound. Nothing, no action. I have 4.9 volts at the chip. The 12 volts is at 13.1 at the edge connector. I don't know. Board's got to be bad. I don't know. I don't think he ever tested it when he got it. So, well, that kind of puts a damper in getting any farther on this for now. That monitor is screwed up. I'm wondering if it is a transistor maybe is bad. I don't know. I mean, this is not getting neck glow. Like I said, this is a newer chassis. It does have a tag here. It says WG 8011416. And it looks like it's a small pin on the end here. Looks like this has never been off or somebody hot glued it on. Either or. Tell you what,
I am not seeing a ground wire go to the neck board here, unless that's just a test pin. But yeah, this was not putting any neck blow out. So I don't really know what I can do with this chassis. But obviously, we have bigger problems because the circuit board doesn't work. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, part 6. We got stuff done. What I'll do is probably won't be a video tomorrow night. I gotta get caught up in the shop a little bit. I'm a little bit behind. But next thing we'll do is fix that power wire, clean that box, clean the power brick, get all that mounted in there, get the switching power supply mounted in there. That's really about all I can do with it until I get a working board. I could mess with this monitor, see if we can get this to work too. I guess I could do that in the basement. I just don't know what it could be on here. Like I said, I know nothing about this monitor. These newer ones are just really strange. Plus, you know, the hot could be blown. The fuse is good. Let's see what size this hot is on here. Let me see if I can see the number on it. Looks like it says C. Ugh. 4769. No idea what that is. So that's where we're at, guys. Not the outcome I was hoping for. I was hoping this board was going to work, but you know, I don't know where these parts come from. I did not order them or buy them, so I don't know. I can only do so much with what I'm given. I'm sure this board could be fixed. I'm sure the other board that was mostly working in Frontline could be fixed. I don't know if anybody fixes Tato boards. Trying to think here. It's really about it. Yeah, I can just do a few more little things to the cabinet, and then I gotta kind of wait and see what's going on. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, feel free to ask. We got a little bit done, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.